Welcome back, Pokemon trainers and fans, to another exciting adventure in the life of Pokemon. Today we're going to discover all 204 Pokemon that wander around the wild area. There is a total of 17 different locations and 99 areas that the Pokemon appear from, which gives us a total of 117 different Pokemon encounters just from Wanderers. Here's a list of all the areas and how many Pokemon you can encounter just from the Wanderers. In order to catch every single Pokemon in this guide, you'll need to wait the respawn timer, which is about roughly 2 days real time. And some spawn areas have 5 different encounters. Luckily, I'm showing you every possible encounter with all the different weather conditions. So, give or take about 1 week, you should be able to encounter and catch every single Pokemon in this guide. Go ahead and check the description below for timestamps to go to any Pokemon you need in this video. Here's a list of the various weather conditions with the dates, and in the left hand corner of the video, you'll find the weather conditions for each encounter. With that being said, let's go ahead and start our adventure by flying on over to East Lake Axew and heading to Axew's Eye. Here on Axew's Eye, we'll see Cramorant, which will only appear in all weather conditions after you become champion. Next we have Haxorus, who appears, and then we have two other Pokemon that appears in the same location. We have Seismitoad and Abomasnow. Now we're going to go head over to Bridgefields. Now we're going to go ahead and head on over to Bridgefield, and the first Pokemon we're going to encounter will be Obstagoon, which you can only encounter in all weather conditions after you become champion. Now we're going to go ahead and over straight near this den here, and in almost all the weather conditions we'll see Seismitoad. And Seismitoad has 2 other Pokemon that appears in the same location. Vanilluxe, which appears in snow and in blizzard conditions, and then Bewear in harsh sunlight and in the sandstorm weather. Now we're going to go head on over to past this tree here, near the berry trees, to find Greedent, which will be in all weather conditions. Now we're going to go ahead and turn around, and then pass a couple columns to find our next encounter. Ferrothorn will appear in all weather conditions. Now we're going to go ahead and head on over to the island across the way there. I try to keep the weather either in a sunlight or a rain or a cloudy condition, sometimes fog, mostly in the sunlight or the harsh sunlight to better navigate. So once you're on the island, you'll see Gallade, which will be in almost all the weather conditions, and you'll have 3 other Pokemon in this location. You have Musharna, will be just in the fog. You'll have Weavile, which will be in the blizzard weather. Then we'll have Beartic, who will just be in snow. Now we're going to go ahead and turn around. Now let's head across the lake right here, and you'll find Linoone, who will appear in all weather conditions. And then we'll have Bewear. Sorry about the little jump right there. He'll appear in almost all the weather conditions, and then he has 1 other Pokemon that spawns here, which would be Pangoro. And then we'll just continue heading straight back to the end, where you will find 2 Pokemon in this area. We'll have Noctowl, will only appear in snow, and then we'll have Noivern, will appear in all the other weather conditions. Now we're just going ahead and climb this hill, and we'll find 3 other Pokemon that spawns. We have Beheeyem, who appears in almost all the weather conditions, followed by Bronzong, who will appear just in the rain and in thunderstorms. Then we have Claydol, who will appear in harsh sunlight and in sandstorm. Now, going forward to our next Pokemon, we'll go ahead and cut through the grass, go downhill, and we'll encounter Garbodor, who will appear in all the weather conditions. Now we'll have to go ahead and go past this den and we'll find Ribombee, who will appear in almost all the weather conditions. And we have two other Pokemon that appears right here. We have Bewear, who will appear in thunderstorms and in sandstorm weather. And then we have Linoone again, who will appear in rain, blizzard, and in snow. Then we'll go ahead and move along to the next 5 Pokemon that will complete this area. Golisopod will just be in sunlight and in rain. We have Vanilluxe, will appear in snow and in blizzard. We'll have Drapion, will appear just in cloudy weather. Then we have Rhydon, who will appear in harsh sunlight and in sandstorm weather. Then we have Mimikyu, which will just appear in fog. And there he is, Mimikyu. Now we'll go ahead and go to the Dappled Grove. So we're going to go ahead and fly on over to East Lake Axew, cut through West Lake Axew, the Watchtower Ruins, to get to Dappled Grove. How y'all liking the guide so far? Does it help? I mean, do y'all want to see something else? Leave your comments down below to tell me if y'all need help with anything else in the game, and I'll see if I could put out a guide for it. So here at Dappled Grove, we have Kommo-o appear in almost all the weather conditions, and then we'll have 2 other Pokemon that appears here, which will be Ludicolo, who will only appear in Shield and under those weather conditions, and then we'll have Shiftry, will only appear in Pokemon Sword under those weather conditions. Next we'll have Bewear, will appear in all the weather conditions. Since there's only 9 Pokemon in this area and 4 different spawn locations, this will be a pretty quick one. The next Pokemon will have 4 different Pokemon in at its spawn location. We'll first come up across Vileplume. Will only appear in sun, cloud, and in the fog. Next we'll have Seismitoad. Will appear in rain and in thunderstorms. Next we'll have Claydol, which will appear in harsh sunlight and in sandstorm conditions. Lastly here we'll have Vanilluxe, will appear just in sun and in blizzard weather. Then the last Pokemon in the Dappled Grove will be Orbeetle, will appear in all weather conditions only after you become champion. Now let's go ahead and head on over to the Dusty Bowl. So we're going to go ahead and fly on over to the Hammerlock Hills and take a short trip to the Dusty Bowl. There's 18 wandering Pokemon that spawn in Dusty Bowl, and there's 8 different spawn points. So let's get started. So go ahead and head on over to that rock statue over there, and to find Flygon, who will be in the sun and in sandstorm weather. The other Pokemon that's here will be Sigileaf, who will be in all the other weather conditions. Then you'll just want to go ahead and turn around, and you'll find Gigalith, will just be in the sun and harsh sunlight weather. The only other Pokemon that's here is Golurk, who's in all the other weather conditions. So that's 2 areas down, 6 more to go. Next up we'll find Sandaconda, who you can only find after you become champion in all weather conditions. Next, we'll just keep going straight all along this path until you reach Shuckle, not that far off, who will be in all weather conditions. After Shuckle, just go around to this pond and turn here, go straight, and you'll find 3 Pokemon that be right in this location. First up would be Barbaracle, just in the rain, thunder, and in cloudy weather. Next is Tyranitar, who will only be able to find in Shield under these weather conditions, which is all the other ones. Then we have Kommo-o, who will be only in Pokemon Sword. under all those weather conditions. After Kommo-o, a little short walk and we'll find Bronzong. Will be appearing in almost all the weather conditions. And then we have Claydol, will appear in cloudy weather, harsh sunlight, and in sandstorm weather conditions. Now another little short walk to the next location, we'll find Sudowoodo. Will appear in almost all the weather conditions, following up by our last Pokemon here will be Rhydon. Will appear just in the rain and in thunderstorms. Now our last area in the Dusty Bowl we're going to will have 5 Pokemon at it. And the first up we'll see is Seismitoad. Will appear just in rain and in thunderstorm weather conditions. After Seismitoad we'll find Piloswine. Will appear in snow and in blizzard weather conditions. Then we'll have Skuntank. Will just be in cloudy weather conditions. Then we'll have Dusclops. Will just be in the fog. And lastly, we'll have Mudsdale. Will just be in sun, harsh sunlight, and in sandstorm. Now we're going to go ahead and go to East Lake Axew. Here at East Lake Axew, we have 7 Pokemon in 3 spawn areas. The first up will be Garbodor, being in sun, cloud, rain, and thunderstorm. We'll have 3 other Pokemon here. Next one will be Piloswine, will be in snow and in blizzard conditions. Then we have Bronzong, will just be in the fog. And then the last one here will be Mudsdale, which will be in the harsh sunlight and in sandstorm weather. Okay, then we'll just go ahead and turn around and we'll find Weezing, which will be in all weather conditions only after you become champion. Okay, so after Weezing, we'll just keep going straight to our last area in East Lake Axew, and we'll have Xatu, will appear in almost all the weather conditions, and then we'll have Pelipper, will appear in just the rain and in thunder weather conditions. Next up, we'll be going to the Giant Cape. Okay, to get to the Giant's Cape, we'll fly to Hammerlock Hills, and it's a short walk. We have a total of 14 Pokemon and 7 spawn locations. The first up will be Doublade. It's almost in all the weather conditions except for fog. And in fog, we'll have Aegislash. It'll be a nice evolution form of Doublade. Then we'll just keep going straight down this hill. Until we encounter Dreadnought, who will be in all the weather conditions. Next, we'll just keep going straight. Don't go down the hill yet. Just right around here, you'll find Orbeetle, which will be in all the weather conditions. Now we're going to go down that hill. Okay. Right around here, we'll find We'll find Cincina right there, but before that, we'll find Corviknight right around here, who will be in all the weather conditions. Now we're going to go ahead and go back to find Cincino, which will be in just sun, cloud, and fog weather conditions. Also, there's 4 other Pokemon right here. You have Seismitoad, who's just in rainy weather. Then we have Galvantula, who will just be in thunder weather. Then we'll have Glalie, who will just be in snow and in the blizzard weather conditions. Lastly here we'll have Excadrill, who's in the sandstorm and harsh sunlight. Now we're going to continue down this way, around right here, and we'll find Colossal, only after you become champion in all weather conditions. Then just continue straight ahead, and you'll find 3 Pokemon. First up will be Gengar, who's in all the weather conditions except for 2. Golisopod will be in just some rainy conditions, and Beartic will just be in snow. Now we're going to go ahead and head on over to Giant's Mirror. Let's fly on over back to Hammerlock Hills to head on over to Giant's Mirror. Giant's Mirror has 9 Pokemon in 5 spawn areas. With that being said, it's just a nice little short bike ride over here. Our first encounter Pokemon will be Blossom, just in sun, harsh sunlight, and in fog. And then the only other Pokemon here is Vileplume, who's in all the other weather conditions. Next, we'll just keep going straight right here, and we'll see 2 Pokemon spawn here. We got Pheasant right there, and in the same location, we'll have Xatu. And all the other weather conditions besides those 3. Okay, now we're going to go ahead and keep going straight until we find Pierciker, which will be in all weather conditions only after you become champion. Okay, then we're going to go around this rock formation here, and we'll find Seismitoad, who's just in rainy weather. After that, we'll have Abomasnow, who's just in snow. Go figure. And lastly, right here is Machamp, who's in all the other weather conditions. Now we're going to just go ahead and head on over to Steelix, who will be in all weather conditions, and he's the last Pokemon here. After this location, we'll be going to Giant Seat. Now we're going to fly back over to East Lake Axew to get on over to Giant Seat. Just head on over through East Lake Axew, through North Lake Miloch, and then we'll arrive at Giant Seat. Giant Seat does have 9 Pokemon in 6 spawn areas. Not too bad. Our first one we're coming across will be Vikavolt. Vikavolt is in 4 weather conditions: sun, harsh sun, cloudy, and sandstorm. There's also 3 other Pokemon that spawn here. We do have Galvantula, who appears in rain and in thunder. Then we'll have Gallade, who will appear in snow and in snowstorm weather conditions. Lastly, right here, we'll have Musharna, who will just appear in fog. Alright, moving forward, we'll go ahead and continue until we encounter Bisharp. It will appear in all weather conditions right here. Next, we'll encounter another Steelix, which is pretty handy. So, all weather conditions. Here's another Steelix. The next location will be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. We'll have 6 Pokemon at it. First up will be Rhydon. Will just appear in sunny weather. Our next one will be Bronzong. Will appear in cloud, rain, and in thunder weather. After Bronzong, we have Abomasnow. Will appear in snow and in blizzard weather conditions. Next, we'll have Dusclops, will just be in fog. After that one, we'll have Galork, will just be in sandstorm weather. And then we'll have a Muzdale, who will just be in harsh sunlight. Then we'll continue along this path until we find Duraludon, who will appear in all weather conditions only after you become champion. Now we'll go ahead and go back to the Hammerlock Hills. Flying on over to Hammerlock Hills, we have 9 Pokemon and 6 spawn locations. First up will be Vileplume. There's 2 other Pokemon here. Next will be Roserade, just in cloud and fog weather conditions. And lastly will be Abomasnow, will be in snow and in snowstorm. He appears out a lot actually. Way too many times, Abomasnow. Next we'll have Corviknight, will appear in all weather conditions. Then just right up ahead, right before you enter the Dusty Bowl, we'll have Hawlucha, will appear in all weather conditions. Now, Instead of just going back, I'm just flying back to Hammerlock Hills, starting from the entrance until we find Cramorant, who will be in all weather conditions only after you become champion. Next up, we're going to go ahead and follow this path here until we encounter Kinkling, who will appear in almost all weather conditions. And then we'll have his pre-evolve stage, Clang, will appear in sun, cloudy, rain, and in snow. Then we'll follow this path right up here until we find Gourgeist, who will appear in all weather conditions. And that will be all the Pokemon in Hammerlock Hills. Next up will be Lake of Outrage. Now to get to the Lake of Outrage, we're going to go through Hammerlock Hills, through Giant's Cape, crossing the lake to get to Lake of Outrage. The Lake of Outrage has 17 Pokemon in 6 spawn locations, where the EV evolutions have the mass amount of Pokemon in one spot. So we're going to go ahead and include Lapras in this area, where he's in almost all the weather conditions right here. Now we're going to go ahead and change the weather to fog so we can encounter Milotic, who's on the other side of the Lake of Outrage, right, really where you enter. So he only encounters in fog. If it's not fog, he is Gyarados. And if he's not there, well, you need to let him respawn. Now we're going to go ahead and cross the lake and then encounter Graplock, who will be here in all weather conditions. Next, we're going to encounter all 8 EV evolutions, starting with Sylveon since it's foggy out. From here, we're going to go ahead and change the weather to sunny, which will give us Leafeon. Then we're going to change it to rain, which will let us have Vaporeon. Then, adding a little thunder and lightning, we'll get Jolteon. Changing it to a nice colder weather with snow and blizzard, we'll get Glaceon. Making it nice and cloudy, covering that sun up, we'll have Espeon. Then we'll go ahead and make it windy and sandy and get a nice sandstorm brewing to get Umbreon. Then we'll get some harsh sunlight for Flareon. And that'll be all the EV evolutions. Allow 1 or 2 days to get them to respawn, and you'll catch all of them. Now we're going to go ahead and continue up this path, and we'll have Hatterene, which will appear in all weather conditions only after you become champion. Next we'll encounter Chandelure, since we still are in harsh sunlight. And we have 4 other Pokemon right here. We have Shiinotic, which will be in rain, thunderstorm, and in cloudy weather conditions. Next we'll have Rhydon, which will just be in sandstorm. Next we'll have Avlog, which will be in snow and in blizzard weather conditions. And then lastly, we'll have Gardevoir, will be in sunny and fog conditions. Next we'll go to the Motostoke Riverbank. Went ahead and flew back to East Lake Axew to get to Motostoke Riverbank. Motostoke Riverbank has 11 Pokemon in 6 spawn areas. All we gotta do is cross this bridge here and to encounter our first Pokemon, which will be Snorlax. Snorlax is in every weather condition except for fog. And in fog, we'll get Clefable. There she is. Alright. Next, we'll just go ahead and pass this den right here, and we'll get Ribombee, which will be in cloudy, snow, blizzard, and in fog. Next, we'll have Drapion, which will be in all the other weather conditions. So after Drapion, we'll just follow this path right here until we come across Conkeldurr. Conkeldurr is in almost all the weather conditions. If he's not Conkeldurr, he will be Bisharp, which will be in blizzard, and then in either harsh sunlight or in sandstorm, we'll have Rhydon. From Rhydon, we're just going to head and go past this pond over here, and we'll encounter Corviknight. Corviknight's in almost all the weather conditions but 3. So, in those 3 weather conditions, we'll have Sigileaf, which will be in sun, cloudy, and in fog. After Sigileaf, just go up on this hill, and you'll have Adigos, who will be in all weather conditions once you become champion. Then we're going to go around near the beginning, near the bridge, and we'll encounter another Sigileaf, which this one will be in all weather conditions. And then we're going to go to the North Lake Malak for the next location. Now we're going to fly back to East Lake Axew to get to North Lake Malak. North Lake Vanilluxe has 11 Pokemon and 6 spawn areas. Just going right down this hill, you'll run into Liepard, which will be in all weather conditions. Then we're just going to continue straight ahead until we encounter Boltund. Boltund will be in all weather conditions only after you become champion. So he's right here. You remember, all weather conditions only after you become champion. Now we're just going to continue forward and we'll run into Xatu. Let me go ahead and zoom that out some for y'all so you can see Xatu flying around. He's in almost all the weather conditions, and the weather conditions he's not in, it'll be in rain and in thunder, which Pelipper will be here. Let's go ahead and zoom back in. And then in this location we have 5 Pokemon. First up will be Skuntank in rain, harsh sunlight, and in sandstorm. Next we'll have Vanilluxe, will be in snow and in blizzard. Next will be Seismitoad, who will be in cloudy and in thunderstorm weather conditions. Next we'll have Driplim. Driplim will only be in fog. Lastly, right in this location will be Lucario, will be only in sunlight. Remember, 1 or 2 days to get the Pokemon to respawn in these locations if they're not there. Next we'll have Corviknight, will be up here in all the weather conditions. And lastly, I'll include another Lapras that you can see right here, which will appear in almost all the weather conditions. Next we'll go over to the rolling fields. Okay, now we're going to go ahead and fly on over to the meetup spot to enter the rolling fields. And first Pokemon we will encounter is Onix. Onix is in all weather conditions. The rolling fields has 19 Pokemon and 8 spawn locations. So we'll go around this corner here and we'll find 3 Pokemon in this location. We have Roselia, who's in almost all the weather conditions except for 2. And in the 2, we'll have Pikachu will be in Thunder. And then we'll have Mr. Mime in Blizzard. Then I'm going to go ahead and fly back to the meetup spot instead of going around. Remember, check the timestamps in the description below if you're looking to a certain Pokemon to go ahead and jump to that location. Next up, we're going to go ahead and get to Vespiquen, which will be only in Sunny. There is a total of 5 Pokemon in this location. Then we have Pelipper in Rain. Then we'll have Manectric, which will be in Thunder. Next we have Diggersby, which will be in almost all the weather conditions. Cloudy, harsh sunlight, snow, blizzard, and in sandstorm. Next will be Kirlia in fog. Alright, now if we continue going forward, we'll find Kirlia again right here. Actually, the whole Vespiquen, Pelipper, Manectric, Diggersby, and Kirlia, again, is right there in case you want both of them. Instead of showing you all of them, they're all right there again. Now, continuing forward, we'll have Gardevoir, will be only in fog as well. But here, there's 3 other Pokemon here. So we'll have Pangoro, which will be in sun, cloudy, rainy, thunder, and in hot sun. Then we'll have Crustle, who will be in sandstorm. And next we'll have Piloswine will be in snow and in blizzard. Then I'm going to go ahead and fly back to the rolling field so we go to the opposite direction. So, rolling fields does have a lot of areas. I'm just trying to make them all easy to find. So we'll run into Dubwool only after you become champion in all the weather conditions. Now we're going to continue forward and we'll have 3 Pokemon in this location. We'll have Piloswine, will be in snow and in blizzard. Next we'll have Haunter. Haunter's only showed up twice, so you'll have rain and you'll have thunder. And then you'll have Muzdale, which is in all the other weather conditions. Sunny, cloudy, harsh sunlight, sandstorm, and fog. Next we're going to head and go find Diggerbee again, which is in all the weather conditions right here. Then we're going to go ahead and find the last Pokemon in the rolling fields will be Ninjask, who's in all the weather conditions. After that, we're going to go ahead and go on over to South Lake Miloc. Remember, the Pokemon is not present in the game. Allowed to 1 to 2 days for the Pokemon to respawn. It's not, you can't change the timer, there's no cheat way, there's no glitches to how the Pokemon respawn faster. So just allow 1 to 2 days and the Pokemon will respawn. Alright, so we're going to go ahead and fly back to East Lake Axew to go to South Lake Miloc. South Lake Miloc has 11 Pokemon and 7 spawn areas. So we're going to go ahead and start out with Galvantula. Galvantula is in all weather conditions. So from Galvantula, we're going to continue down the path until we see Machoke. Machoke is in all weather conditions. Pretty easy since there are only 1 spawn Pokemon in each area so far. The next one will be Thievul. Thievul will be in all weather conditions only after you become champion. The next section will be 3 Pokemon, starting with Skuntank in sun, cloudy, snow, blizzard, sandstorm, and fog. And then the next one will be Crustle in harsh sunlight. Then we'll have Poplatoad in rain and in thunder. The next section will be 3 or 4 Pokemon and 2 areas are relatively the same, so I'll do them both together. The first 2 will be Poplatoad in both areas. Next we'll have Greedent, which will be right here next to the bridge in sun and in thunder. And then going to the other one, we'll have Kingler in sun and in thunder. Next will be Machoke in almost all the other weather conditions. Cloudy, harsh sunlight, snow, blizzard, and sandstorm. And lastly, we'll have Driplim, which will be in fog on both locations. And then we'll have Milotic in fog in both locations. Now we're going to go ahead and over to the Doni Wilderness. Alright, so we're going to fly to Bridgefields and then turn this corner into Doni Wilderness. Doni Wilderness has 12 Pokemon and 8 spawn locations. Just follow this path and you'll run into Grimmsnarl. Grimmsnarl does appear in all weather conditions only after you become champion. Then we'll go ahead and go up from here and we'll encounter Crustle. Will appear in almost all the weather conditions except for 2. The 2 weather conditions it doesn't appear in is rain and in thunder for Araquanid. Next, just turn right and you'll find Sigileaf. Sigileaf appears in almost all the weather conditions except for cloudy, and in cloudy you'll have Pheasant. Pheasant, there you go. Next we're going to go all the way across, almost to the Dusty Bowl area. All the way to those pillars. So let's go ahead and speed up the bike a little bit. Nope, I didn't speed up the bike. Okay, that's fine. So right there will be Rhydon, would be in all the weather conditions. And then if you turn, you'll also see Sigileaf again. Boom, right there. So if you want Pheasant and then come back and get Sigaleaf right there. Then you'll have Cindrina. Will be in almost all the weather conditions except for 2 as well, which will be rain and thunder, which we'll find Aquadin again. Next, we're just going to go ahead and go right across this way, following this path, and you'll find Bronzong. Bronzong is in rain, thunder, snow, blizzard, and fog. And when he's not there, you'll find Claydol, which is in sun, harsh sunlight, sandstorm, and in cloudy. Then we'll go over this way and we'll find there's another Sigaleaf, and then a Dusknoir, which will be in all the weather conditions. Lastly, after we following this path, we will find Golurk. And he'll be the last Pokemon in this Doni Wilderness, and then we'll go to the Watchtower Ruins. Alright, from the Watchtower Ruins, to get there, we'll go to Isla Cax. Watchtower Ruins only has 6 Pokemon and 3 spawn locations. So, go to Isla Cax to West Lake Axew. Now we'll be at the Watchtower Ruins. You'll find Golurk in the sun, harsh sunlight, and a sandstorm. Next, we'll find Gallade in blizzard and in snow. Next, we'll find Dusclops in rain, thunder, fog, and cloudy. And then we're going to go ahead and go around here to the other side to find the Haunter. Haunter appears in cloudy, rain, thunder, blizzard, sandstorm, and fog. And then when he's not there, you have Drapion, which is in sun, harsh sunlight, and in snow. Then you'll have Corviknight, will only appear once you become champion in all weather conditions. Next, we'll go to West Lake Axew, so just go fly back to East Lake Axew to go to the West Lake Axew. We'll have 7 Pokemon in 3 spawn locations. Okay, we're here. We'll see Quagsire, would be in sun, cloudy, rain, thunder, and fog. Diggerbee will be in harsh sunlight, snow, blizzard, and sandstorm. Next, I did have to make a little edit here, so we're going to go to Dreadnought, and he'll be in all weather conditions only after you become champion. Then I jump it back to the Diggerbee that we're just at to cross the bridge. Alright, so we're still in West Lake Axew. And we'll find another Diggerbee, but this one will only be in harsh sunlight. Then we'll have Pelipper, will be in rain and thunder. From Pelipper, we'll have Palpitoad, will be in cloudy, snow, blizzard, sandstorm, and fog. And lastly, we'll have Kingler. Hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, please give it a thumbs up, leave your comments down below, subscribe for more Pokemon content, and thank you for watching. We'll see you on the next adventure.